All right, welcome to the voting session of the Education Economic Development Subcommittee. We have a number of Senate bills to vote on today, starting with Senate Bill 256. Michelle, do you want to tell us about the bill, or you want me to go through it? She's stepped away, so why don't we hold? I'll tell you about the bill while we wait for her. Senate Bill 256 is a departmental bill that alters the definition of artistic work and arts and entertainment enterprises for the purpose of the state arts and entertainment district program. And it's related to incentives. There was no opposition. Nobody voted against it in the Senate. It's a departmental bill. Is there a motion? Move favorable.
Move the amendments.
No amendment.
Second.
Oh, motion to move the bill. Sorry.
Right. Favorable on the bill. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, raise your hand. All right, that's good. 664, Delegate Solomon, your bill.
Thanks. Yeah, this is Senator Ellis' bill. That's a cross-file to bill that myself and Delegate Rosenberg have been working on. The bill came over from the Senate. Pretty different, took out the graduation requirement, puts in place that school systems have to create an outreach plan to make sure that FAFSA forms are completed, to work with populations that traditionally have struggled to gain access to financial aid, homeless youth, non-English language speakers, low-income students, so really the groups that would be the most likely to benefit from access to financial aid and are often the least likely to do it. Also updates a couple of provisions with the Financial Aid Assistance Committee, which is part of MHEC. It's an advisory group that advises MHEC on sort of best practices. So this would require the FAC to look at some of the resources around financial aid, review the reports that come in, make sure that they're putting out best practices, helping school systems sort of design systems and outreach plans to help make sure that students are getting all the support that they need. Again, I think this dovetails really perfectly with Kerwin, which we hope obviously all of our students will be ready for college.
Are there any questions on the bill? Seeing none, move favorable.
Second.
You can move the amendments first.
I was going to say, motion to move the amendments.
Second.
Second.
All in favor of the amendment, say aye.
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 And on the bill as amended, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, raise your hand. All right, thanks. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Great bill. 732, Senate Bill 732 establishes the Maryland Innovative Initiative University Pilot Program, Bowie State and Frostburg for technology validation, entrepreneurial development, and industry engagement. Each university is going to have to put up the contribution of $50,000 to qualify to participate in the program. No opposition in the Senate. There were no amendments. It's a pilot program. Is there a motion?
Move the bill.
There's a motion for the bill. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, raise your hand. Senate Bill 895 requires that when setting mandatory and non-mandatory student fees, the president of each USM institution must present information on the fees to the student fee committee. This is just like, good government, open. So this, when these students are paying these fees and the fees change, they have the information, they know what the fees are. I don't think there was any opposition on the Senate on this either. I don't think it's particularly controversial. Is there any discussion? If not, is there a motion? See, Delegate Solomon has moved favorable.
Motion favorable.
Aye.
Aye.
No, the ayes have it. All right, here we go.
What?
Senate Bill 926 authorizes Maryland Stadium Authority to issue up to almost $60 million in bonds for the purpose of financing the Hagerstown multi-use and sports complex. There are amendments on this, correct, Michelle? This is to address some of the Maryland Stadium Authority's concerns. Can you tell us about the amendment?
The amendments use general funds instead of lottery funds to pay the debt service for the bonds, and it also adds the same tax language that we used in Built to Learn, and I believe in the Pimlico bill about the sales and use tax not applying for construction materials for these projects.
So I think, look, this is a substantial investment by the state. We've already made very substantial investments in Hagerstown already with their downtown redevelopment. And, from my perspective, I wanted to make sure that this facility is going to be downtown, is going to be walkable, is going to be in line with what we've done there. And so I think it makes sense in that perspective. Are there questions, concerns, or discussion on this bill?
Motion to play ball. Move the
All
amendments.
right. Motion is to play ball. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed, raise your hand. All right, Delegate Novotny is opposed. Senate Bill 931 extends the termination date. This is just a Prince George, it's a local bill. This is our Prince George County surcharge on development for public safety and schools. It's just an extension of the sunset. I'll move favorable on this.
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, raise your hand. Excellent. Senate Bill 943 increases beginning in fiscal 23 the appropriation by $2.5 million a year for the Center for Ventures at the University of Maryland and the University of Maryland Center for Economic Entrepreneurship and Development, UMSEED. Some of this funding would go to technology development companies in Baltimore City and Prince George's. It's an extension of what we've done with the Empower, which is really working. There is an amendment here that would establish a Center for Cybersecurity at UMBC, which really works in tandem, I think, with what we're already doing on this technology side in the bill. That would be $3 million for that. I think this is an important amendment, I think, particularly for our speaker. So we definitely want to, I'll move favorable on this amendment.
Second.
Okay. All in favor of the amendment, say aye.
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 Any opposed to this amendment, raise your hand. All right. On the bill as amended, again, this is I think a economic development engine like what we did with Hagerstown, except, I think we have some proof in the pudding on this one that these things are working, and this is just enhancing what is already working with the Empower and the like. So I will move favorable.
Second.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed, raise your hand. Delegate Novotny. Excellent. All right. We have House Bill 244. We already addressed this in GCR language. I don't think we need the bill any longer. I'll move unfavorable.
Second.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? If not, all in favor of the unfavorable, say aye.
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 Any opposed, raise your hand. House Bill 717, we already done Kerwin and Kerwin 2.0. We've addressed these issues, so I'm going to move unfavorable on this one.
Second.
All right. All in favor of the unfavorable, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed to that, raise your hand. All right. And 1159, we actually moved, Michelle, we already moved a different but similar transfer policy. So I don't think we need.
Delegate Solomon's transfer bill, which is kind of how the subcommittee wanted to address the issue with transferring. So this would be duplicative.
Yeah. So I think it would be in conflict with that bill and just unneeded at this point. Any discussion? If not, I will move unfavorable.
Second.
Favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, raise your hand. Okay, well, we got you, I think, home in time for dinner still. So thanks a lot, subcommittee. We may have another bill or two, but I think we're pretty much done. So stay tuned.